Alright, people, so Monday Night Raw tonight was not very good. I mean, of course, you had two of the best wrestlers in the company saving the show from being a complete disaster at the end. You know, there you go, a real wrestler, two real wrestlers like BRYAN and Rollins put on a very good match there at the end. Then you got a fucking horrible wrestler like Roman Reigns who they want to put in the main event, but they can't because there's too many people who realize he fucking sucks. It's just a fucking, shame that you get two guys like Rollins and BRYAN out there, putting on phenomenal matches night after night. Even Lesnar too, as part of the triple threat or whatever. Then you got Roman Reigns who are looking to push to the fucking, as I said in my SmackDown review, looking to push to the fucking moon. And, it's just a shame. So you get the show started off with, of course, the Authority. Let's not start the show off and make it something original. Why don't we start off with a match or something? No, let's start off with another boring promo every single fucking week. In most shows they start the show off differently every week to mix it up. Like this would be like on The Walking Dead if they start the show off with Rick, who's the main character for people who don't know. This would be the equivalent of The Walking Dead starting off every week with Rick, like shooting 5 zombies, right in the head every week. It's just like plays his theme song, na 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 na, whatever the theme song is. Or actually, they don't play the theme song; they play it. They have a little opening segment. So in the opening segment, it's just Rick, and they peer up, and he's boom, boom, boom. He shoots 5 walkers. The first segment, that would be like. That's the equivalent. It's stupid. They should start the show off with something different every week. So anyway, you get Triple H coming out there. He talks about the Super Bowl. He's like, yeah, it was filled with controversy. I'm like, what? How was it filled with controversy? There was no controversial shit in the Super Bowl that I saw. I mean, he must have been watching a different game. Was he at the right game last night? So then he talked, yeah, he's like, oh, there was controversy at the Super Bowl, just like there was controversy at the Royal Rumble with Roman winning. I don't think the controversy was actually Roman winning, it's just he sucks. And everybody was upset with that. But then he's like, oh, we gotta do something different or whatever. Just a lot of fucking filler, I thought, in this fucking promo. So then you get BRYAN and Rollins coming out to state their case to be, in a match with Lesnar. And again, not really anything entertaining here. BRYAN's like, yeah, I've lost. I was stripped of the title in May. Rollins is like, I'm the future. I put on a great match with him at the Rumble or whatever. And then you get Triple H saying, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do BRYAN versus Rollins. Then the winner's going to face Reigns. And then he's like, and then I'm like, okay, that's a good idea, whatever. Then Triple H is like, what do you think, Roman? I'm like, what? What? So he's asking Roman Reigns permission to do that? It's like, he's a fucking head of the company. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. And then they're like, well, he can't do that. He doesn't have the authority to do that. Yes, he does. That's their name, the fucking Authority. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They run the fucking company. So then he's like, well, do you want to do that, Roman? He could do that. He's a fucking, top guy in the fucking company. They're in charge. Can't they do whatever the fuck they want? I mean, so it's very different from what I thought they were. I thought they were like the head of the company, whatever. So, whatever though. I mean, it was a good result here. They even went to a commercial during this promo. It was so long. But I mean, it was a good result here, knowing that Roman Reigns might not be the guy facing Lesnar. But I just thought there was way too much filler. It could have been a lot shorter. So overall, not that good of action. Not a lot of action here. And talking about not a lot of action, they follow up with Big Show versus Roman Reigns. Again, like, I would understand if it was like a CM Punk, Daniel Bryan's type of match. Both guys are very good with each other. Put on good match after good match. But we're talking about a fucking 500-pound, fucking overweight, horrible, boring wrestler versus a fucking horrible wrestler with fucking 5 moves who nobody even likes. But they keep doing it over and over again, which makes no fucking sense at all. But what's illogical to most people is logic to WWE. That's a good line right there. WWE, illogical to all except Vince McMahon. and Triple H. That's a good fucking slogan for this fucking horrible company. So then we get the match we've already seen about fucking, what, 5 times? Something like that. I don't know how many. We've seen it a lot. And of course, it wasn't very good. You get fucking, you know, just nothing really too great here. So I'll give it a half star out of 5. You had Rollins with the distraction. How does it look when you're fucking the guy you want to push to the fucking moon loses to a fucking 43-year-old or however old he is, fucking fat ass, just like that in fucking, what, 5-10 minutes? I mean, I don't get, again, I'm trying to understand, you know, it's like their logic is they want Roman Reigns to be a top guy. How is he going to be a top guy if he's losing to the motherfucking Big Show? So that was pretty shitty. Then we get Curtis Axel coming out, fucking just a random ass promo. Haven't seen him on Raw in what, a fucking year? And he's saying, yeah, I should have won the Rumble, I wasn't eliminated, saying some bullshit. Then Dean Ambrose comes out for some reason. They do like a fucking 1-minute brawl. Then Ambrose demands an IC title match for some fucking, you know, Ambrose, a talented guy, a good talent to have in WWE. And they, I'm fucking doing something here with my iPod. You know, a good, you know, Ambrose is a good talent. Good on the mic, can wrestle. He's got 2 good attributes, and they're putting him in an IC title match. Are you kidding me? He should be fucking doing more than fucking losing in every feud he's in and being in IC title matches. I mean, it just doesn't feel right. So then, fucking shut up. Then he puts, you know, then he does another feud. What the fuck is going on here? I don't know what the fuck was, you know, it's fucking, whatever is going on here. I'm gonna just fucking turn the volume down here. My fucking iPod. I sent myself a message. I do the fucking notes on my phone. Then I try to send the message on here, but it didn't fucking load for some reason. Whatever, you know, it's fucking stupid technology. But then, you know, you get Ambrose wanting an IC title match, whatever. You know, I can't take Ambrose seriously anymore because he just loses every fucking feud he's in, it seems like, whether it be with Rollins, Bray Wyatt. Now he's in an IC title match, which means about nothing. So, you know, every time I shit, that means more than who's IC title. I mean, seriously. So this was a pretty random segment here to just put Curtis Axel and Dean Ambrose in a segment together. So not that good here. Then we get the Ascension defeating Goldust and Stardust. I just saw this match on SmackDown. Same shit. It was like a minute or 2. It was pretty short, I believe. Just pretty boring, pretty generic. And like when they debut some people, why do they have to fucking just beat everybody for like fucking forever until they lose? It's fucking stupid. So I'm going to give this 0 out of 5 stars. Then we get Cena welcoming back Ryback, Ziggler, and Rowan. Just a fucking love fest. Cena, I love you so much for bringing me back. Let me just fucking suck your dick to thank me. You know, thank you. You're so great, Cena. Then you get Rowan backstage. You know, just come on. Can we stop fucking sucking Cena's dick and, you know, and fucking realize that he fucking sucks. So just a fucking boring little promo here. The Authority keeps putting roadblocks, but we keep overcoming it. Team C Nation forever. You know, just shut up, Cena. Tired of your bullshit. And then Stephanie comes on the Titantron and says it makes 3 matches, 2 of which I'm not looking forward to. The other one I was, you know, Ziggler versus Wyatt, I was kind of looking forward to. So again, not much being accomplished here. Then we get Ryback defeating Luke Harper in a pretty boring match. I mean, what do you expect? It's too, you know, Ryback is fucking not that good. Harper, I mean, he's got a few good moves, but I mean, overall, he's not that great a wrestler. And this match wasn't that good. It's pretty boring. I'll give it a star out of 5. There was like 1 or 2 good moves, you know, like when Ryback was in the shell shock, or Harper was in the shell shock, reversed it for a counter. I mean, that was kind of cool, I guess. But overall, not that impressive a match here. Pretty slow. I mean, I think it was pretty slow. I mean, I don't remember it being too fast-paced, so give it 1 out of 5 stars. Then Cesaro defeats one of the Usos. I mean, I was glad Cesaro won. I thought the match could have, you know, the match actually wasn't too bad. I'm going to give it 2.75 I gave it 2.5, but I guess I'll edit it. You know, Cesaro beat the tag champs, and it looks like they're kind of pushing. Um, they're kind of pushing Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. You know, fact, whatever the fuck they do. You know, seriously though, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd are they're the best tag team in WWE by far right now. Fact, whatever the fuck they do there. You know, but they are seriously. So I was glad that Cesaro won. The match had a few good moves in there. I believe they had an uppercut spot in there that was pretty good. So yeah, I mean, kind of happy with the result. Match wasn't bad. So I'll give it 2.75 out of 5 stars. Then we get Wyatt defeating Ziggler. You know, expected a lot more out of this match. I mean, the only good spots really were there was a good, you know, that kind of suplex, you know, out of the ring there was kind of cool. Ziggler sold a few moves from Bray Wyatt pretty good, but other than that, I didn't feel like there was that many good moves in this match. I was expecting a lot more. I mean, two good wrestlers, you expect a good match here, and you didn't get it. I didn't think I got it. You know, of course, you know when they put two guys together like this, no matter how good the match is, people are going to chant, "This is awesome." You just shut up. You know, you guys just got to look at I know people aren't looking at the match quality, but instead looking who's in the match. It doesn't matter, you know, who the fuck is, you know, or how good the wrestling quality is. If the two guys in the match are people they like, they're going to chant, "This is awesome," when it clearly wasn't awesome, at least to me. So I don't really see how this was awesome at all. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, Ziggler sold a few moves good, but that was pretty much it. So I'm going to give it 1.5 out of 5 stars, and Ziggler loses again. You know, it's like Ziggler just beat the fucking Authority 2 months ago, and you thought that they were going to push him pretty good, but instead he's losing. You know, and he's on a track to nowhere. He's on a train. I mean, it's just moving to nowhere. It just doesn't have a destination, just going to nowhere. And I hear people, "Oh, Ziggler's going to get pushed. He's going to become champion. He's going to be a main event guy." And I'm like, guys, look at what they've done with him in the past. And then they're like, "You're such a retard for thinking he's not going to be a top guy." And look at him now, people. Look who's right again. I'm right again. Because I know what they do in this company. Alright? So shut the fuck up. Alright? And stop calling me a retard for having an opinion. And it turns out my opinion was right. Then we get Paige defeating Alicia Fox in a match that I didn't care about. You know, who the hell cares about Paige and fucking Alicia Fox? I'll give it 0.25 out of 5 stars because I kind of thought the finish there, you know, was a tilt-a-world backbreaker into the cover, Paige reversed it, whatever. Thought that was a decent ending. Then fucking Natalia comes in, or Nikki comes in, and Brie Bella comes in with spray tan and starts spraying it on Paige. Are you kidding me? So this feud's gonna be centered around Paige's pale skin? Seriously? Can we get any more immature and PG than this? You know, they're like, "Hey, Paige has white skin." Shut up. And I saw they were doing some promo on SmackDown, and they're beating up Paige, and then after, Brie Bella does this to Paige. That's like fucking my sister did that when she was 5. You've got to be kidding me. That is the most loser. Can we get more mature people? I mean, I know fucking, you know, 9-year-olds watch the show, but even for them, that's a little bit immature. Like, my brother's 11, I think. Yeah, he's 11, and he doesn't fucking, you know, when he was a fucking little kid, maybe 5, 6, he maybe did this, but not even when he was 9 or 10. I remember my sister or my relatives were 9 or 10. I don't remember them even, you know, it's like fucking, that's so immature. And they're fucking grown women. You figure they would come up with more immature or more mature insults than that. So, you know, fucking spray tan, fucking retarded, I thought. Just, can we get better than this? Then we get Sin Cara defeating The Miz, and you got Sandow now. I guess he's the assistant or whatever, and they're fucking kind of teasing a breakup or whatever. And Sandow has an urge to copy Miz again. You know, they should just be breaking Sandow and Miz up already. I'm tired of them teasing it. Break them up. It's past due, kind of. You know, I think it's. I think they probably should have done it at the Rumble or something like that. I mean, they're just fucking around with it. Just break them up already. I'm tired of it. You know, them teasing it and doing all that. Alright, it's the fucking act is. I mean, it's still funny to see them imitate each other, but just break them up and do something new to shake shit up in this company, because we need some shit that's different. Alright? So that was, I mean, I guess it was okay. They're kind of funny a little bit, I guess, was standout. Match had, I believe there was a few decent moves or whatever. I'll give it 1.75 out of 5 stars. I mean, nothing too special, but it wasn't horrible. Then we get Rusev coming out. He's supposed to have a match with Rowan. Instead, they brawl for a few minutes. You know, fucking nothing too special. Then they cut a fucking promo again, whatever. Just typical Lana promo, which wasn't that entertaining. So again, nothing too good in this segment here. And then they do the flag and it doesn't come down correctly or whatever. Nice botch. I don't know if that was supposed to happen or not, but whatever. So nothing too good here. Then we actually get something that is very good. A very good match here between two good wrestlers who actually know what the hell they're doing in there. You don't have a fucking jumping punch or anything like that. Like, let me do it. It's like, we don't have any bullshit like that. We got actually two good wrestlers who do high impact moves, high risk moves. None of this jumping, punching shit. So they put on a very good match. Started the match off pretty good. Some nice technical moves in there. Then it got a little more high pace. You had suicide dives on the 3 people and them going over the table. You had some just good shit, good counter there with going for the flying knee into the power bomb. So you had a few good moves, and a cool move there, turning the Hurricanrana on the top rope into a cover. That was cool. So you had a lot of good moves here. Then you had fucking Roman Reigns just coming. It's like, can we just have a match without fucking Roman Reigns? Can you just put Bryan over cleanly? No, but instead you have the fucking Big Show out there. You have fucking Roman Reigns saving. Here I come to save the day. It's Roman Reigns to save the. And why is he fucking saving Daniel Bryan when they just had an argument backstage? That doesn't make any sense. Again, WWE logic. No sense at all. So you had, Roman Reigns spearing everybody. I'm glad Bryan won, picked up the victory, and hopefully he beats Roman Reigns. That boring, tarred, 5 moves Roman Reigns. Hopefully he beats him. So again, I don't get why Roman Reigns is saving Daniel Bryan when they just had an argument backstage. But there you go. I mean, good way to end the show though, with Bryan winning, and good match too. But overall, the show sucked. Just typical bullshit. You got Triple H starting off the show. A bunch of, just underwhelming matches and promos and whatnot. Your typical John Cena, typical fucking, jobber match there with the Ascension. Nothing too impressive, and the things that were supposed to be, that I would expect to be impressive, like Dolph Ziggler, Bray Wyatt, weren't impressive. The match at the end was impressive though, but overall, I'd give this show like 1.5 out of 10 stars. I mean, you had one good thing out there, and that was the last match, which was a very good match. Give him credit. Of course, two of the best wrestlers in this company come through again and save the show from being a complete disaster. So you got to give credit to Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. And it does look like they do realize that people actually like these two guys, and they realize that these two people are two of the greatest wrestlers in this company right now. But instead, they're just going to keep pushing, Roman Reigns, fucking Superman Roman Reigns and John Cena. Alright, realized Vince McMahon that fucking Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Ziggler, Bray Wyatt, those are the guys that you want to push, because those are the guys that people actually like, the hardcore fans actually like, and those are the ones who are putting the most money into the company. Those are the ones that people actually like, and those are the ones you should be pushing. Not John Cena or fucking Roman Reigns. There's a reason why your fucking ratings are going down. It's because, and have been going down for like 10 years straight, it's because you continue to give us the same shit that we don't like. If you want the ratings to go up, like they were in the Attitude Era, give the fans what they want. Because in the Attitude Era, they gave the fans what they want. They gave them the Austins. They gave them the Rocks. And that's when the ratings were like in the 5, 6, 7s, 8s. Now they're in the fucking low 2s. You think that's a fucking, just happened like that? No, it's because they started pandering to little kids who don't put any money into the company. And then when they become 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, they don't watch the company anymore. If you pander more to the, teenagers and the young adults, they're going to continue watching for the remainder of their lives. Kids only watch for a few years. So if you pander to the older audience, they're going to watch for much longer. There's my little rant. I don't want to go on for too long here. But there you go, people. There is your fucking Monday Night Raw review. A shitty show with one good fucking match there at the end. A very good match there between Bryan and Rollins. But overall, not a good show, as usual. Another fucking episode of Monday Night Retardation. So there you go, people. There's your Raw review.